Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone. I am Lolit Bhairaganjan, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you how to compile and run a C++ program in any Linux operating system. I am not going to explain how to do that in Windows, so you would have to watch other tutorial videos if you are a Windows person. So let's begin. So first of all, you have to create a sample C++ code like this, as I've shown below. I will explain you later what every thing means here, what int means, what include IOStream, main, whatever everything is. I'm going to explain it in my later videos. But today, in this video, I'm just going to show you how to compile this sample code and get an output in the terminal. So let's say, you know, I close this terminal. Now you have a question. How do I open this folder in VS Code? There are many methods. If you're using Linux, just like me, and you're using the KDE KDesktop environment, you can just right click and then open folder with, press this, and it will open this folder using VS Code. If you are not using KDesktop environment, the general method for any operating system is you click on File and then you click on Open Folder, or you can just type Control K Control O. Then you can navigate to the folder and select the folder. In my case, it's C++ programming. And when I press Enter, well, yeah, it's the same folder, so it didn't do anything. So using this, you can open the folder. And inside this folder, I have this uh, test file. It is called main.cpp. cpp.cpp extension is the extension for a C++ file. And then to run and compile this code, you are going to need an application called GCC. Now, what is GCC? GCC is an application that compiles C or C++ code, and it produces an executable file depending on the operating system. Say, for example, you're using Windows, it will produce an exe file, and once you run the exe file, it will output the contents of the exe file into the terminal. If you're using Linux, it will produce a binary file, and if you run the binary file or the executable file for Linux, it will execute the code and you will get the output. So how do you compile this file into an executable? So for Linux, warning, this is only for Linux. For Windows, you need to watch another tutorial. For Linux, what you do is you write G++, that is, you're using GCC. And yeah, the convention is to write G++ and not GCC. I know that's weird. And you write name of the C++ file. In this case, it is main.cpp. And then you write slash O. Slash O represents output. So main.cpp gets output as. Now you have to write the name of the executable. You can write anything. I'm using main CPP in this case. It's easier to read and easier to recognize which is what and whose executable is this. So I'm writing main CPP so I can easily understand that this is the executable of the file named main.cpp. You can give this name test, you can give it main, you can give it literally anything you want. I'm just giving main CPP. And when you press enter, you can see this executable file popped up here. I'm going to show it to you. This is the folder. You can see this. When I go to properties, you can see this is an executable file which has the name main CPP. Fine. Now to run this executable file in any Linux distribution, what you need to do is you need to write // the name of the executable. Then you press enter and it types hello world. Now to do these two processes together without repeating both of them differently, what you can do is you can write this, then you can add this together. So you're adding /main cpp along with this. So you're doing both the compilation and you're doing the running in the same line. This is what AND operator does. AND operator basically it tells your console that you know you have to do this and you need to do this. So it does performs both of these operations at the same time using a single code. So when I press enter, you can see it compiles and runs in the same line. So this is how you compile and run a C++ code in Linux operating system, in any Linux operating system.